here's a question for you, right? And I sort of know the answer, but I'd like to get your perspective as the smartest person in the room right now. Like, I don't want to ask why are the politicians doing this. In other words, Seymour and those guys. I know that. But what I'm intrigued with is why is the public responding like this? Why are these schools responding like this? Why has this stormed up a hornet's nest of, no, David Seymour, you're wrong, in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, it's because we've been suffering for a really long time under this government. And you've got to understand that, especially as a Māori person and someone who's been fighting all year long and from the end of last year against the very comprehensive campaign that David Seymour has been running against Te Tiriti, we're just sick of it. And so many people have said to me, I get messages all day long from people saying, thank you for what you're doing, because I am sick of what they've been trying to do and we have to stand up to them. And that's what this is. This isn't something that I sort of advocated for and came up with a campaign. We did very deliberate campaigning for the Treaty Principles Bill and for the Regulatory Standards Bill, and we had goals and we had plans. This is totally different. This is something that just sprouted out of what I think is people getting sick of this government not listening to them and not acting in accordance with what they are very clearly telling them. The 160,000 people that made submissions against the Regulatory Standards Bill were pissed when they passed that. I mean, I can't even count the number of messages that I got from people who made submissions and said, I don't understand how this government can still pass that when so many of us said no. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this frustration from a really long period of being ignored and being dictated to, and particularly in the education sector, basically just being steamrolled. And there's only so long you can push people down for. Do you know what I mean? There's only so much that people can take before they go, no, you know what? We're not going to do this anymore.
And it's not just this. It's people are pissed off because they've ridden roughshod over all of these things. Treaty Principles Bill, Regulatory Standards Bill, cancelling smoke-free 20, like all of these things, just layer upon layer upon layer of things these guys are doing.